At primary school I did the nightly virtues project, and now I'm at secondary school in year 8, and I remember most about it was how to develop gratitude.
I thought it was a very good programme. The children, they thought it was amazing, and because they thought it was very good, then you thought, yes, you're on to a winner here.
It's great, just great, because it's learning, but also it's having fun as well. You have fun when you're learning like that.
It was probably one of the best topics I've ever done, and I really enjoyed it because it's just fascinating, interesting, well, great way to learn things, yes.
I thought it was really good because you could learn all the virtues and you can talk to your parents about them.
Yeah, I like the stories because they all show different virtues like courage and gratitude and humility. They really helped me in life because I tried to put the virtues into practice.
Well, and they've all found something different in the stories. Then I'm thinking, oh, I'll read that again. Yes, now I can see it. I missed it, and you know, they all brought something else out from it.
I think they're all important in their own special way.
Service is one, and it was humility that I always remember. Service is important because you belong to something, and belonging to something makes you feel a bit happy.
I think humility, because that sort of sums up them all really, because it's putting others before yourself.
Gratitude, because everyone's always talking about being good and it's really hard to show, and how it showed nearly all the stories, just stood out.
Honesty, because it's not very easy to tell the truth sometimes to your friends.
It's because if you don't have any courage, you're not brave enough to face hard situations.
It's been a particularly good project for our school. We wanted to improve our writing within Year 6 to engage the boys within their writing. And the conclusion is that we have some very high levels of achievement within this year. And I do put part of that down to the project.
The impact is the children have doubled the amount that they write. They've been more engaged in the writing, particularly the boys, because they're more interested in the knights and the stories and the heroes.
Well, like kids my age, we admire knights and we like little battles. I like stories like them. I find them really interesting. And Elsa proved that just because you're a knight, you don't have to kill everyone you see. And he was merciful and showed humility and gratitude.
Well, justice was a big one because they're all very into fair play and you know, what's fair and what isn't fair, and they could relate that very much to their own things. And the love one and respect was a big one. It challenged them, which was good. We like challenge.
Letting you review yourself and thinking about the future and you and your friends and what your friends think of you.
I think they're more thoughtful and they're more reflective. They think before they act, where they're just sort of straight into instant reaction, but now they stand back and think actually now, and they can relate it back to the knightly virtues.
I know what virtues I have now, and I can emphasise them.
The school has really enjoyed the project. What was fantastic about it is it fitted in absolutely perfectly with the thematic work we were doing within school. The younger children saw what the older children were doing and themselves got very involved in thinking about what you'd need to do to be a knight and your job description if you were going to be a knight. So we had year 2s who were applying to be knights, thinking about the virtues. So there has been an impact across the school.
We already would like to do it again next year, and we'd like to do like a transitional from one year group to the next, so they actually think about those virtues and things that they need for the next year group for the rest of their life. So we're looking at life skills as well, so it's not just here and now, it's for the future.
And the children really took on the values that the character showed within the text.
The impact it has made on me is that I now try and do every virtue every day, so then I become better.
We had long discussions about how their character reflects on their family, and talking to parents, certainly for our African parents, their character and their family name are very, very important within the community.
Being respectful to my mum and my family.
They are known by their parents, so whatever their parents have achieved, those children are expected to achieve. And I think that has been brought to the fore through these texts, looking at how you can achieve things, but also why you are achieving them. What are you getting out of it if you strive and achieve something?
Self-discipline, because I was able to control myself and it made me look a good role model.
We had very positive feedback from parents, because some of them would have read those texts that we studied, but many of them wouldn't. So they were learning with their children, which was lovely.
I'm Sue Kiley, and I'm a mum of twins, and they're in year 6 in the last year. I was really impressed with it. I think it's a lovely thing for the children to learn through the stories. Virtues are so important, and you know, it is part of their future and part of what they'll become when they grow up. So I think it's a really good thing to do.
I think it's great, you know, using the classical literature. You know, I think it just, you know, fires up their imagination, I think. I thought, when I first saw it, I thought it was, she was too young and she might not understand it. And I was wrong.
He's been able to read the stories and look at the personalities and then look at the virtues, so you can relate it to the personality. And then what's really helped Casey is relating it to modern day and the people he aspires to. I think that's made him, given him a better understanding.
It really was a brilliant opportunity for the children, or for my son, to think about explicitly the virtues and to have the discussion at home.
They're definitely more aware of the virtues, and they've actually discussed between themselves and with myself the virtues that their friends have, which is something that they would never have talked about before.
If I show a virtue or somebody else, I know it's a virtue, instead of like, if before we started the Nightly Virtues project, I wouldn't have noticed, but now I pick up on it and say, thank you for using this virtue.
You know, he's taken on board his own virtues and how his actions affect other people, so overall it's given him a better understanding of his own personality.
I think it's made them think and also implement the virtues wherever possible, more so than they would. And I do think that the virtues that they've learnt is something that will stay with them forever. And the stories as well, because they've really enjoyed the stories.
Especially I think nowadays with kind of the whole celebrity culture of footballers and pop stars and a lot of the negative stuff that goes with them, it's really good to have some different role models who are displaying virtues.
It's good for them to sort of see the bigger picture then of all the different virtues and getting involved and just making them more aware of it.
I know it's really hard with the kind of having to get the SATs results, but it is so important for life, for just them generally, you know, throughout their life, to have that framework as individuals to get the best out of their lives and not just exam results.
If the children can leave here with an understanding of how they should behave and how they should behave towards others and their responsibility within the world towards other children, other adults, that's almost more important than them knowing, you know, their 10 times table or how to spell difficult words.
something that they will take on into their secondary schools and in life. I think using the virtues and the challenges that they faced, it's something that they know they have to work on for the rest of their lives.
It's made me like be a nicer person.
Been a bit more loving to all my friends, because normally I'm the one that talks like I let them talk a bit more now and things like that. Yeah, it's true.
It made me like talk kinder to people and I know how to care for people properly.
Basically, just be kinder to everybody you meet, because you don't know who they could be.